Honda Accord 2004 4 cylinders. Watch my previous video about cleaning the IAC valve. For my previous video, I only used the carburetor cleaner to clean the IAC valve. It wasn't working very well. I should have soaked in the gasoline. It completely cleaned it. The idle problem still came back. Just idle, not stable. Instead of cleaning, I will show a video. I bought a new unit of the IAC. This is a $77 plus tax I bought from O'Reilly Auto. I bought a new part. I will also show you how to clean the old part, but for you, I just bought a new one. So this is the new part, and it came with a gasket. This little gasket, if you want to buy from the Honda, this would be like $10, but this is the new part. The placement is like this, exactly this angle. See that little thing? There's a black, that's the old part, and there are a few steps. The first step, you have to take the electrical connector out. So the electrical connector, there's a little tab here. You press it like this, and you move like this to take it out. So I will show you. It's very hard for you to see it, but I will do it. So this is the way to take this apart. So that's the first thing you need to do. The second thing you need to do is you need to take this part. See this? I just took it apart. This cable. Move it down so it's not in your way. The third thing is the battery. I just pressed this a little bit so it's not in your way. Most book or the repair manual ask you to remove the air duct, the complete throttle, and sometimes, a lot of time, remove the cable, the cruise control, accelerator cables. But in this video, because previously I have loosened the screws on this one, so it's not as tight. So I will show you I'm able to not removing anything. There are two screws. One screw is here, one screw is here, and this hole and this hole, they are not mounted. So you only need to watch for two screws, one here, one here. So once you remove those two screws, you can remove this completely off. And before you do that, you should put a newspaper like the one I have here or on the ground, so when the coolant come out, so it's not as messy. So I'm going to show you how to remove that. First, I will show you I use a very small screwdriver like this. For the lower part, for this screw, I'm going to put my hand like this so I can use my force. Remember, it's not easy for you if it's the first time because the screw can be rusty. In that case, if you can't do it, you have to really follow the procedure, remove everything so you can work on this. So for me, I'm able to remove it without any other procedure. So I'm going to put the screwdriver here, and then I'm going to lean like this so I can use the force. I will do this like because I need to use my force on my right arm. So I'm going to loose. Now it's loosed. So I can take this out. So it takes some time, but it's not hard. So now it's loose. I can use a really light force here. Okay, so this loose. So the next one I'm going to do is on here, which is the upper one. So you can see maybe more clearly. So I'm going to put the screwdriver here, and again I need to have an angle to find a way to turn this. So it's a little bit awkward, but now I'm able to turn it. See, this is loose. Now that thing can come off. See? So one screw is off. So this is the screw, what it looks like. So you can, at the end, you can just move by hand. So here is the old one. See how dirty it is? You need to clean this, and this is the gasket you're supposed to replace. So I'm going to put the new one in, but first you need to think about before you remove it. The gasket has an orientation. Remember, this is the orientation. You try to put the new gasket in. So the new gasket has to be in like this orientation, like this. But the problem is the gravity, once you put it in, the gravity may not in your favor because it's this orientation. So you really have to put this into the groove. If this is not correctly, see all the coolant came out? There's a little bit of coolant. That coolant can actually go to your throttle if this gasket is not sealed properly. So the hardest part is how to put that gasket in. You cannot use hand blindly put there because it has to be properly sealed. So you have to find an angle that you can actually see the place. The angle I see the place is between the battery and the air duct. That's the little gap. If you put your head here like this, you would see a very clear picture of it. And I put a blue gasket there. I think it's probably hard for you to see. You see where my finger is, but you need to see from the gap like this here. If my hand is there, can you see my hand?
Yeah.
Then you see the blue thing. So that's how I did it. I put the gasket in, and then I will have maybe the first only one screw, this bottom one, and I will place under it. Make sure you don't disturb the gasket. So you first use a finger to screw it. So I used my hand to screw those two screws in, and I left a very big gap there because I want to still, before finally I seal them, I need to make sure that the gasket is still there so I can check. You know, I can through the gap and check it before I use the screwdriver to seal it, because the two screws are really long. Once the screw already threaded in, you still can use the big gap to check it. And then now I'm going to use the screwdriver to finally close them. So once the two screws are tight, you need to reconnect the electrical connector. See, this is the connector. Reconnect them. Just snap in. And then reconnect this one. And put this back. And then the very final one, you have to really follow my other video, the training process. You have to train the computer to learn the idle speed. Watch my other video. Disconnect the battery momentarily so it can reset the computer before you do the training. 3,000 RPM, 3,000 RPM, 3,000 RPM. You taking this off? Now it's normal. Normal idle, now it's idling. See, this is normal idling after the replacement of the IAC valve. It's around 800. It doesn't fluctuate up and down anymore with the new replacement. This is the old one. Okay, first you need to unscrew those two screws in and take this out and put this into a gasoline container soak for quite a few hours. Last time I used the carburetor cleaner, just spray like this. And it worked for like a couple of months, but now it still has a problem. So you really need to clean this well if you want to reuse that again. For me, I just bought a new one replaced. That will save me some time. But if you still want to reuse that, you have to use that cleaning process. Thank you.